No more changing stations, you came to the right place. Turn off your televisions, they'll just get in the way. It's time to get to the point on 107.3. Ike's is on the air with locals only.
Central Kentucky's rock station 107.3 The Point. Axe, it is locals only Sunday night. And Dean Allen out of Bowling Green. Dean, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, tell us a little bit about how you got started playing.
Oh, man, that's a story that started a long time ago.
Yeah, started
about 7 years old, started piano and picked up a guitar at 13 and never put it down.
So just decided to go to the guitar at 13?
Yeah, I've never touched a piano since.
Okay. Well, you know, you found what you wanted to do with that.
Yeah, I heard my first Kiss album, I think it was, and that's when the guitar came in.
So the influences there, Kiss...
Definitely.
Kiss, definitely. What are your other musical influences?
Oh, man. From back then, probably some Nugent, Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner. My biggest influences are probably more modern than them. Queensryche, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, those types. Okay.
So they're a big influence on your music. Tell us a little bit about kind of styling and how you write your music when you're sitting down and writing stuff. How do you do that?
A lot of it just pops into my head so quickly. There's occasionally I'll come up with a good riff and just write to the riff itself, but usually there's an idea in there on the story that might go with the type of song it is. But generally, I've always been in the practice for years. I seem to always write dark things. Came out of the Seattle scene, the grunge scene, back in the old Queensryche, Alice in Chains days, and it just seems to be a habit to kind of stay there.
The riff come up first? Is that
not always? Not always. Sometimes it's the words, but the words sometimes have the music written with it. Okay. So it's just a matter of going from the brain to the fingers. So,
tell us a little bit about "Turn on Me."
Actually, "Turn on Me." That's one of my what I call 30-minute songs. It didn't take any longer than that to write.
Okay.
I was giving my son's friend a ride home, and it just popped into my head. It was about basically my ex-wife, just some of the things that happened, and all the words just came to me, flooded to me. I wrote them down, and I think by the next morning I picked up the guitar and threw the chords together, and that was it. It was done. But basically, yeah, it was turning on me, you know.
Okay.
Why'd you turn on me? Why'd you do what you did? So.
Well, let's check it out. Recorded acoustically in the studio. Turn on Me. It's Dean Allen. It is locals only, Central Kentucky's rock station, 107.3 The Point.
Is it time now to put me on my knees? Is it time now for you to take from me what you please? Tell me one thing I have to know. Why couldn't you just tell me to go? You shook me down tonight. You seem to feel it's alright. It's 3 in the morning and I never had a warning that you would do what you do. Just let me go. And I don't ever want to know what's become of you and what made you turn on me. I dig down deep inside where my feelings still hide. There's a sliver of hope allowing me to cope, knowing all the world's not astray, and there will be a better day when these walls will break and I will never have to wait. You shook me down tonight. You seem to feel it's alright. It's 3 in the morning and I never had a warning that you would do what you do. Just let me go. And I don't ever want to know what's become of you and what made you turn on me. It came out of the blue. My world was wrapped around you. Now it stands still and I've lost my will to move on. shook me down tonight. You seem to feel it's alright. It's 3 in the morning and I never had a warning that you would do what you do. Just let me go. And I don't ever want to know what's become of you and what made you turn on me. And what made you turn on me. Yeah, yeah, you turned on me.
Central Kentucky's Rock Station 107.3, The Point. Turn on me, Dean Allen in the studio. And Dean, you got a gig coming up that folks can check you out in Bowling Green if they want to head down the road that way?
I do. May 30th. It's a Wednesday night at Wabaw Steakhouse in Bowling Green. It's the CD release party for the new CD.
And tell us about how long it's taken you to put the CD together.
A long time, about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Just a big struggle, mostly with band members coming and going. The band used to be called Angel's Order.
Okay.
Now I went back to Dean Allen just because I can go through band members and still stay Dean Allen,
Right.
instead of recognizable people behind me. But now I feel I got a really good crew behind me. A guy named Tom Tutino on guitar, Joe Parker on bass, and Fenner Kastner on drums, and just very tight, very comfortable.
Tell us a little bit about producing the CD, and you had some stars helping you produce some of the stuff on there and working with you on it.
Yeah, definitely. Chris Robertson from Blackstone Cherry mixed and mastered the CD. Actually also put the drums on it for me. I did all the other instrumentation, so it's just the two of us on the CD.
Okay.
Out of my own studio and his own studio, and in my opinion, it sounds awesome. Some of the best work I've had. If
they want to get the CD and they're not going to the gig in Bowling Green, how can they get a hold of you?
Through the website, deanallenmusic.com. I will be putting the store up there now, and it'll be getting on iTunes and whatnot. I've just recently gotten the CD, so give it a little bit of time. It's sold at Great Escape in Bowling Green right now also.
Okay. One of the few independent music stores. There's not a whole lot of
I think it's the only one I know now.
That's the only one I know really in the state. It's scary on that end for just getting music out there. The CD form is not so much. You got to go to the iTunes and the other digital forms of media at this point. So
right, you can download it off my my website now. So
okay,
it is available there.
Tell us about the next song, I Can't Do This Alone.
I Can't Do This Alone. It was just, I've had some times in my life where there was some trouble and whatnot, and it just seems like you don't think you can handle it anymore, and you kind of reach out and tell God, help me, man. I need some help. I cannot do this alone. I need some help to get through it.
Maybe 2.5 years on the CD, right?
Maybe that's it. That's it. That'll make anybody a believer.
I can't do this alone. It's Dean Allen, locals only, Central Kentucky's Rock Station 107.3 The Point.
understand him and admit that I can't do this alone. Lord, I know you have a plan, but help me understand I can't do this alone. Lord, I give myself to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't do this alone. Lord, I know you have a plan, but help me understand I can't do this alone. Lord, I give myself to you. Just bring me home. Just bring me home.
Central Kentucky's rock station 107.3 The Point. I can't do this alone. It's Dean Allen. Of course, he's going to be playing his CD release party. That's at Waba's on the 30th this month. That's a Wednesday, and Great Steaks. Give me a little plug there. They got that
Great
grill
steaks,
in there.
great food.
Yeah, they got some awesome food in that place. I've been to that place several times. Oh yeah. Oh man, the big old grill in the center, and you can. Can't you cook your own steak still in there?
No,
you
there's a
can't
guy
do
that does. You
anymore?
get to go pick your own steaks out.
But I thought at one point you could do that, but I guess regulations would keep you away from cooking your own steak.
The best part about that grill,
sorry, I burned my finger.
Best part about that grill was the fan when they used to have smoking. It's all been banned within the city down there, but when you went in there and people could smoke, and that big old fan would suck it all out of the room, and you could tell once the cooking stopped at 10, the whole room would the haze would settle in.
Yeah. CD release party there, and of course we were talking a little bit about you've done another CD before. You're talking about remixing that, some of the tracks you did before,
right?
Was that with the band before? Or was that Dean Allen project too?
That was also a Dean Allen project.
Okay.
Actually, two of the songs, I Can't Do This Alone and Meet Me in the Meadow off the CD, have been remastered from that. It's a lot better. There's just some of that CD that I just don't care for. And I know it can be far better than what it is. That's why I need to remix it.
Is that part of being kind of a perfectionist, coming back and going, man, I really don't like what I did back then, and I can do this better now because you've been playing longer.
Absolutely, yeah.
And just
definitely.
Experience of being out and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
If I do it again, I have to just leave it alone. I can't think about it anymore.
Yeah. So as a writer, you can say, I want to go back and look at this because maybe you can do it better now. Maybe you just have more experience or want to change things up to make it sound better.
Definitely.
Production-wise, I think you can always do that,
yes.
With anything, but you can also go overboard on that end, too. Do you feel at any point in time you do that?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. But you do learn that there is a point where you have to quit. You just have to stop and say that's good and leave it alone.
How far in the song do you have to you when you decide to leave it alone? How far do you think you go?
That's hard to say. Most of my stuff, if you listen to it, it's pretty raw, pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times I find I want to throw effects on everything, and that's what really muddles it up after a while. And not just effects on the song. I might want to throw effects as an intro or an outro or between songs. And I think that just comes from my days and my influences with Queensryche. If you listen to their CDs, it's like one huge song. Everything's just blending in together with effects and whatnot. And so I really kind of put a halt to that. I don't want every CD to be just a story. Each song's a story in itself. So
each song's a story. So you don't want to create this concept kind of album. You're not into that kind of.
I'm not Queensryche.
Create a
or,
whole concept or a feeling and have little sound bites come out. See, that's Queensryche.
Exactly.
So, tell us a little bit about All Things New.
That's probably one of the more positive songs I've ever written. It can be either about God or your girlfriend. Just basically everything you do, you make all things new. You make it fresh. You make it good. That's it. Just because you're with me.
Okay. All Things New. It's Dean Allen. And check him out. CD release party coming up at Waba on the 30th. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me, man.
All right, let's check it out. All Things New. It's locals only. Central Kentucky's rock station 107.3 The Point.
Once upon a time I never opened my eyes. I always missed the truth for as long as I can remember. Then you just waltzed right into my life with such a confident stride, as though you knew I'd be waiting there. You looked straight into my eyes. It took a moment, only a moment, then I realized that I'm in love with you, and all I can do is serve you well and be there to tell you are the only one for me. And I hope you see that you make all things Now and then I look back again to see what brought me here. Scenes of life I wish to forget. I'm at the end of the tunnel now. It seems so much brighter somehow. That's when I know you're by my side. With my hand held tight, my heart is bursting, it's bursting for you inside. And I'm in love with you, and all I can do is serve you well and be there to tell you are the only one for me. And I hope you see that you make all things new. There's an emptiness that's been filled tonight, as though I've been washed, I've been handed this new life. I'm in love with you, and all I can do is serve you well and be there to tell you are the only one for me. And I hope you see that you make all things Now and then I look back again to see what brought